This is nScreenNoise. My name is Colin Dixon, founder and chief analyst at nScreen Media, and today is March 9th, 2018. Well, if you're like me, you've been using your mobile phone a lot more lately, and well, according to Comscore, I am not alone in doing that, and they have some very interesting new data which came out just today, which they took from 13 countries across 4 continents. So it's a pretty big sample size. Now, you should be listening to this if your business is video, because video is a very important component of what's driving usage, particularly on mobile, as we'll see. Now, they looked at PCs and mobile and tablet usage, and what they didn't look at was they did not look at connected and smart televisions. So this doesn't include the television screen, but it's still pretty interesting results nonetheless. What they actually found was 46% of the sample that they talked to are using multiple screens. So they're using a PC and one of the mobile devices, either a tablet or a smartphone. And it is predominantly the smartphone now, because the tablet is actually starting to see quite big declines in usage across the regions that they cover. Now, what they did see is they saw a big increase in mobile only users. That is, people who just don't own a PC at all, and they really focused most of their attention on their mobile devices. They say across the sample group that they talked to, 30% were what they called mobile first users. Now, that was a little bit higher in Asia Pacific region, in some countries like India, and a little bit lower in North America and Europe, but significant in all regions, and definitely worth paying attention to. Now, mobile only use in the US is growing pretty strongly. It was up 4.6% in 2017 according to Comscore, 4.8% in Canada, 5.2% in Italy, and a much bigger increase in India and Mexico, up 9%. And what they also found was that the mobile minutes used were really dominated by apps, not by web access. So most people now are really downloading apps and using those apps. What they found was that there were 4 primary app categories that really dominated. They drove over 2/3 of the minutes of consumption in those on those devices, and those 4 categories were entertainment, social, messaging, and games. So those 4 categories really dominating there. Now, in the US and Canada, entertainment leads. In the other regions, social leads, but it's close really in all regions between those 2 categories, entertainment and social. So if we look at the US, 30% of the time was spent with entertainment apps, 27% social, 13% games, and just 6% in messaging. But it is all about entertainment in growing. 42% increase in minutes spent in entertainment apps last year. So that's really the big grower. Social is growing as well, 13% increase last year. Messaging up 35%, but remember, messaging is really a much smaller part of what's going on, but things like WhatsApp really driving usage here, and games a much smaller increase, a 2% increase overall. So, and what is driving the entertainment category? Well, you know what it is. It's video usage. Of the total mobile minutes used on the top 100 rather, video apps, well, there was a big increase in minutes used, 41% increase in 2017. So, why does this matter to you? Well, if your business is video, then it is almost certain that that second screen is going to be a smartphone, not a PC, and not a tablet, and that you need to make sure you have a great smartphone app. And the reason you need to have such a great app is you're not just in competition with other video services. When you're delivering to somebody on a smartphone, you're in competition with social media particularly, but also messaging and also games. One other thing to bear in mind as well with things like social media and messaging is they interrupt the viewer when they're in the mobile experience. People are constantly getting those messages even while they're watching video. So it is a very competitive space for the viewer's attention, and you really have to work extra specially hard to keep their attention when you're on that mobile device. Anyway, really strongly suggest you pick up this data from Comscore. I'll include a link with it in the post to my site. This has been Colin Dixon with nScreen Media. We'll see you again next time.